Change starts with you. Hi, my name is Martin Jucik. I am 16 years old, and I am a student at Bremen High School in Midlothian, Illinois. I'm going to talk about why we should tighten gun laws to help stop gun violence. That gun laws do help stop gun violence. Fighting gun violence with more guns is like fighting fire with fire. More guns don't help stop gun violence, they only make it worse. Tougher gun laws will prevent terrorists and criminals from participating in gun violence. Criminals and terrorists are deterred by laws. Studies show that gun laws do have an effect on gun violence in certain places. According to the Center for American Progress, a leading liberal group concluded that gun fatalities in states with weaker gun laws are more than 3 times as higher as those in states with tougher restrictions, including background checks and permits. 8 states have begun requiring universal background checks since the mass shooting in 2013 at Sandy Hook Elementary School. Lots of states all over the U.S. are beginning to put tougher gun laws in place. States should be starting to realize the connection between gun laws and gun violence. Similar studies have found the same thing. Gun homicides increased greatly after the state of Missouri repealed its gun licensing law. With mass shootings and gun violence all over cities in the U.S., there are 2 different opinions on what needs to happen. Some think we should increase gun ownership, while others think we need tougher gun laws. More guns don't help stop gun violence. Of the 160 active shootings identified by the FBI from 2000 to 2013, only 1 was stopped by an armed civilian. In comparison, 2 were stopped by off-duty police officers, 4 by armed guards, and 21 by unarmed civilians. Fighting gun violence with more guns is not the answer. Americans today see gun violence all around them, which makes them feel they need to own a gun to protect themselves and their families. However, a study done by researchers from Harvard and Northeastern show that Americans own more guns now than they ever have. The study found from 1994 about 44 million Americans owned 192 million guns. Today, about 55 million Americans own 265 million guns. As the number of guns has increased, so has the violence. Tougher laws will prevent guns from getting in the hands of the wrong people. Tougher gun laws will prevent terrorists and criminals from participating in acts of gun violence. Tougher gun laws and better background checks will make it harder for criminals and terrorists from getting their hands on guns. It's important to have stricter gun laws because most of guns used in gun violence are legal purchases. Increasing gun laws will have a huge impact on the amount of gun violence in the U.S. There's plenty of evidence to support the claim that tougher gun laws will help stop criminals and terrorists. One study shows that terrorists have chosen different weapons because of laws. The study found that over the past 2 decades, terrorists have abandoned bombs. The reason for this could be that in the aftermath of the Oklahoma City bombing, federal legislation was passed to make it harder for consumers to buy bomb-making materials. A study by Trace revealed that 96% of terrorist-caused deaths in the U.S. between 2002 and 2015 were caused by guns. The problem is that guns are too easy for criminals and terrorists to get. If gun laws were stricter, we would see less violence. Overall, gun regulation should be tightened to help stop the everyday gun violence all over the U.S. Tougher gun restrictions will prevent gun violence and prevent civilian intervention in cases like mass shootings. Tougher restrictions will also help stop criminals and terrorists from getting guns. I think the U.S. needs to wake up and do something to help stop the gun violence. I thank you for taking the time to listen and ponder the information I presented to you. I'd also like to thank Mr. Lynch for this opportunity to voice my opinion. Have a great day, and remember, change starts with you.